Making your way through the world today takes everything you've got. Trying to forget about your worries sure can help a lot. Isn't it nice to get away where everybody knows your name? And this is the place. Here we are. English Addict is back with you. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. It's Tuesday already. We are back together again. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling happy today. Please don't forget to give me a lovely like. I know yesterday I forgot to ask for a like. So today I am going to ask for a lovely thumbs up. If you like this, please let me know. If you don't like it, then I'm not sure what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. I will try to improve whatever it is you don't like. Here we are then. Yes, we are here for Tuesday. It's lovely being here with you, by the way. Every day between now and the end of October, I'm doing live streams every day because it is the anniversary of my YouTube channel coming up. So that is what is happening a week from today. So next week, next Tuesday, it will be the 17th anniversary of my YouTube channel starting up. It's true. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you here today. We have Mosen. Mosen, you are first on today's live chat. Congratulations to Mosen, you are first today on the live chat. Also in second place we have Vitas. Hello Vitas, nice to see you back. Mustafa is here as well. Maruts also is here. I haven't seen you for a while. Nice to see you back with us. Zudzika is here as well. We also have Luke, you will go to the Dagobah system. So hurry up, off you go. Luke Skywalker is here. Isn't that nice? It's nice to see that you are bringing your Force ghost to my live chat. Very nice. Gilberto, hello, watching in Spain. Hello, Spain. Nice to see you here as well. We also have, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Can I quickly say hello to one of my lovely subscribers who always sends regular messages to me? Can I say a big hello to Rungsak? Hello, Rungsak. This is your comment that you left this morning, just to prove that I do read your comments, and I am now saying hello to you. I hope you are joining me today live, and I hope you will be joining me live every day between now and the end of October. I can't believe it's October already. Welcome to my little underground lair. This is my little cavern under Much Wenlock. No one knows where it is. It is in a secret location. Even I don't know where it is. That's how secret it is. Hello also to Palmyra as well. Nice to see you here. A lot of people joining us already. Nice to see you back with us on the live stream. Now I do know, and this, this is a big problem with everyone on YouTube at the moment, including me. It is very difficult to get your subscribers notified about your live streams and your new lessons or your new videos. Not only me, this is not just my problem, by the way, it's everyone's problem. So a lot of people have been complaining about the fact they can't get their videos or their live streams published to their subscribers. And this is something I think I've noticed as well. Certainly over the last 2 or 3 years, it has become harder to get found or to have your things discovered on YouTube. Even if you've been around for a long time like I have, it's very difficult to do that. Today, by the way, we are looking at words and phrases connected to what might be my most favourite subject. So every day we are looking at different things, and today we are looking at something close to my heart and also close to my brain, because it's something that I have a lot of contact with every single day. And that is, of course, technology. I love technology very much. You might say that I am a technology addict. So perhaps you are an English addict, but for me, I am a big fan of technology. I love all types of technology. You might say that I am a technophile. I love technology, all types of technology, from the most basic technology to the most advanced. I am very fascinated by it. Mustafa says, Mr. Duncan, why don't you tell us about the topic you are discussing? Well, I do actually. When I publish the thumbnail, normally underneath, there is information underneath about what I'm going to talk about. So if you look underneath this video in the description, there is always something there. It also gives you a chance to think quickly as well. So one of the things I love about doing this is that it is immediate. It is something that happens straight away because it is live, you see. Right now, 11 minutes past 2 o'clock on Tuesday, the 24th of October. So that is the reason why I like to do things spontaneously, because it gives you a good chance. It gives you an opportunity to do something very quickly as well. Mr. Duncan, say please, is this stream real or fake? It is real, Vitas. This is definitely real. I can tell you right now. I know at the moment a lot of people are talking about things on the internet or things on social media that may or may not be real or true. Something might be false or fake. But I can assure you now, I am standing here live right now. So don't worry about that, Vitas. This is definitely live, as it often is. And it will be live every day between now and the end of October. So there you go, you see. It is good to be spontaneous because it doesn't give you much time to think. And I think that is one of the things about learning a new language. If you learn a second language, you have to adapt to that particular thing. And one of the best ways of doing that is to think fast. And I think it is very good for your brain as well. Talking of brains, we are talking about technology today. Some people believe that we are just another form of technology. There are people out there. You might not believe this because I don't either. There are some people out there who believe that we are all just programs running inside a computer. Now, if that is the case, why do I sometimes get toothache? Why would you do that? Why would you program toothache whenever I drink something very hot or very cold? Why? Why would you do that? It seems like a very strange thing to put into a computer program. So I don't think that is actually true. We are real. We're all here together. You are real. I'm pretty sure I am real as well. But a lot of people do say that the human brain is very similar to the modern day computer. And I suppose in many ways it is true that the brain is similar, the way it functions. It uses electricity, it passes information electronically, just like the brain. And of course, you can store things up here in the same way as you can store things in your computer. So it is true. Yes, of course it's all real. This is real. Of course it's real. Why would you think otherwise? I think you are just trying to find out the location of my secret underground base. But I'm glad to hear that you are so intrigued, to be honest. It's very nice to know. So today we are looking at words and phrases connected to one of my most favourite subjects. I love talking about this. You might say that I'm crazy about this particular subject. Thank you, computer. Thank you. Because of you, I can do this. This beautiful device has given me lots of opportunities to appear here in recorded video lessons and also live. So I would like to say now, can I say now, thank you, computer. You are amazing. You are so lovely. You are very, very nice. Palmyra is going already. See you later, Palmyra. That was very quick. That was a very quick visit. You can always watch it again anyway. When we look at technology, I would imagine that maybe Palmyra does not want to learn about technology, maybe. I don't know. For some people, it might be a boring subject. Technology, anything that can help you to do something. When we talk about technology, we often talk about things that are useful, things that can help you to do something that is difficult, technical, or maybe something that takes a very long time to do or carry out. So that is one of the reasons why we have technology. There it is, under there. Can you see it? Mustafa. Apparently, Mustafa has his own point of view about technology. The more you use it, the more you become stressed. I think you are right there. It can. Doing anything too much can be bad for you. Whatever it is in life, you can eat too much. You can sleep too much. Maybe you can walk or exercise too much. You might tire your body out or even injure it. So I think, yes, I suppose it's true that you can do everything. Everything can be done too much. I think so. But yes, it is nice sometimes to take a break from technology. I think so. We often think of technology as labour saving. Now, I love this phrase. This is a phrase that was very popular. A lot of people would use this particular phrase way back in the 1950s and 1960s, when all of these new types of devices, machines, they all came along, and they were often described as labour saving. Something that is labour saving is a thing that can help you to save effort and time. So that's the reason why we often do that. We often describe it as labour saving. Some people, of course, might say that it's a bit lazy. I'm not sure about that. But something that saves you time, or maybe saves you effort, so it's not so hard to do, can be described as labour saving. It is a phrase we often use. Perhaps there are some examples. I suppose I can think of a very simple thing, something that can save you a lot of time and effort, I suppose. One of these, an electric toothbrush. Now, I have to say, over the past couple of years, I've started using an electric toothbrush, and I have to say, it is pretty good. It has helped me to keep my teeth nice and healthy. Almost. So I would say that this is a particular good example of a labour-saving device, a type of technology that is, I suppose, when you think about it, very basic. It is a very simple type of technology. But it is very good at doing the job. It saves you time. It is not so tiring to do. And also it is very convenient as well, because you can take this particular thing anywhere with you. So I would say that this is probably something that could be described as a labour-saving device, definitely. So an electric toothbrush, something that has saved time and also has made my life much easier. It might be a little bit lazy as well. I don't know about that. Device. Something that is used, something that carries out a type of action. It serves a purpose. So everything that you use, maybe a type of tool as well, could be described as a device. Quite often we use this particular word when we are looking at electronic things that are electronically powered. They use electricity and they often perform some sort of service or function. So we often look at devices as things that carry out a certain task. I suppose the most common one is probably the thing that you're holding at the moment in your hand. Do you have one of these in your hand at the moment? I think you might have one of these. You might be watching me. You might be scrolling through your emails. You might be hypnotized by the things you are looking at on your screen right now. It happens sometimes, even to me. Sometimes I'm looking at the internet, maybe I'm reading some news stories, and then eventually I become so distracted by what I'm looking at. I can spend a whole hour just staring at my phone, and then I suddenly realise that I've been sitting or standing for nearly an hour or sometimes 2 hours. It's true. Staring at my phone. So I would say a very good example, a classic example of a device is the smartphone. Of course, a lot of people these days are looking at other types of technology, not only their phone, but also what they wear on their wrist as well. So I've seen a lot of people now, they have not only their smartphone, they also have a smartwatch as well. I don't have one of those, so my watch is old-fashioned. This is a very old watch, although this is also a piece of technology. It might be old-fashioned because this particular watch is around 20, I think actually this watch must be around 25, maybe 26 years old. So I had this watch way back in the 1990s. So this watch has been on my wrist for a long time, a very long time. So even this is a type of technology, although some people would say that this is old-fashioned technology. This is a digital watch. But way back in the 1990s, this was a pretty cool piece of technology. It really was. Hello to Khalid. Hello, Khalid. Nice to see you here. How are you watching me today? Are you watching on your phone? Are you watching me on your tablet device? Or maybe you are watching me on your computer or even your TV. Because now, of course, you can watch my YouTube lessons and my live streams on your television as well. Can you imagine that? Watching me on your 50-inch plasma television. Wow, pretty cool. Another word we sometimes use when we are talking about technology or a certain tool that we use is gizmo. So there it is. There is the word there. Beep, 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 beep. Gizmo. A type of thing that you use to make your life easier. A gizmo. A type of device, a tool, normally something electronic, quite often something that has some sort of technology built into it. Gizmo. I love that. I believe it was also the name of one of the Gremlins from the well-known movie way back in the 1980s. Another word we can use when we talk about technology or types of technology is appliance. Appliance. I like this word, appliance. It means a thing that does or carries out a particular task. So maybe an appliance can be something like a washing machine. So we often describe items or devices that carry out a certain task as an appliance, an electrical appliance, a thing that carries out a certain function, something that does a certain task. Washing machine, maybe you have one of those wonderful things that can dry your clothes. I don't have one. Unfortunately, I have to do it the old-fashioned way. I have to take my clothes into the garden and hang them up outside. But some people do have modern appliances. I suppose another thing that most people have somewhere in their house, quite often in their kitchen, is a refrigerator. A refrigerator or maybe a deep freezer. So that, again, is another type of appliance. It is something that carries out a certain job. There it is. The word is appliance. When you apply yourself to something, it means you are doing a particular task. You are carrying out something. So that is the reason why we have this particular word. Beep, beep, beep. Appliance. It is something that carries out a task. When we talk about technology, we might talk about advanced technology. We often describe it as high tech. I love technology, and I have to be honest with you, if I may. I love high tech. Anything that performs a complicated task or does something that seems remarkable or miraculous. I love all sorts of technology. So I think it is fair to say that high technology, or high tech as we often call it, things that carry out complicated functions or they have complicated applications, we often describe it as high tech. We might also describe something that is advanced, maybe a very advanced type of technology. We can describe it as high tech. It is high tech, which basically means high technology. Function. I love this word, by the way. Function. It's nice to say. I don't know why. When you say it, function. Function. Nice. Did you try it? Did you have a go? Function. Something that is done or something that can be done by a machine, or maybe something that is carried out or done. The function or purpose of a particular thing. The function is what it does. The function is what it carries out. So maybe if you want to add some numbers up, you might use your calculator. So the function of this device is to add up numbers. Hello, Antonia. Hello, Antonia. Nice to see you here. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I've been watching your videos for many years, since I was a student. Nowadays, I am an English teacher, and I usually recommend your videos to my students. Greetings from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Thank you very much. How lovely. Antonia, thank you. And I'm glad my English lessons have been useful to you. I'm always pleased to hear from you. If my video lessons or live streams have helped you at all, please let me know. And there will be a big smile on my face. I'm pretty sure of it. Don't forget to give me a like, please. It's very nice. So when we talk about the function of something, we talk about the thing it does, the things it can do, the function, or maybe many functions. So modern technology can often do more than one thing. It can carry out more than one function. To carry out a task, the thing you are doing, the function of it, to operate, to work, to function. When we talk about computers, we often talk about hardware. And I love hardware. I think of all the things connected to technology, I think I love hardware the most, to be honest. So when we talk about hardware, we are talking about the things that go into technology. Quite often, the parts of a computer, for example. So quite often these are things that can't be changed or altered, hence the name hardware. It is something that goes into your computer. It is part of a computer. There are many parts of a computer. You have basic things like the motherboard. The motherboard is probably the most important part of a computer because that is the thing that connects everything together. So you might think of the motherboard on a computer as the wiring in your house where everything can be connected to. Your lights, maybe the things you operate from the electricity supply. The motherboard is very similar. So that's what it does. It carries out a rather simple task. However, these days they are quite complex, but they do a very simple thing. So when we talk about hardware, we are talking about the method of storing information, maybe on a hard drive or maybe a solid state drive, things that allow you to save items or information in your computer. Hardware. Hardware for a computer can be very expensive, especially if you want your computer to do things like this, what I'm doing now. Software. So we have software, quite often programs, things that help the computer to run. So when you turn on your computer, you have lots of software, the things that run your computer, the things that operate your computer. A lot of people will have a certain type of operating system in their computer. For example, I have Windows Windows 10 Professional. Because I have to. I have no choice, unfortunately. Because I have to do this. And for that, I need a professional computer, unfortunately. Function can also mean something that is used in a position that is theirs. Yes, that is it. Maybe a person's function in their job. What is their purpose? What do they do? Also, we can use the word function to describe a type of meeting as well, where many people get together to talk about something, or maybe they eat and talk at the same time. A gathering of people where quite often food is eaten can be described as a function, as a noun. So yes, there are many different types of software. The basic software in most computers, of course, as I mentioned, the operating system. So what about you? Do you use Windows? It is apparently still the most used software for running a computer. I know a lot of people these days prefer Apple equipment, although unfortunately it does tend to be expensive. I would love to have an Apple computer to do all this, but it would cost thousands and thousands of pounds to build one, unfortunately. So I have to settle for Windows instead, because it's much cheaper, to be honest. Much cheaper. When we talk about computers, we often talk about hardware and software. Software is the program. And inside a computer, you can have many different types of software. Then we have the memory. Oh, your memory in your computer and also in your head. As I said, computers are very similar to us, especially up here. One of the things I've noticed recently, certainly over the last year, is I'm using much more memory in my computer, because I'm making more videos and I'm using higher levels of technology. So every time you make your technology better, or maybe if something runs more powerful, different types of software, for example, you might find that you need to upgrade your computer as well. So that is one thing. Antonia says there are 47 people and only 27 likes. Well, I don't know why. I can't control this, you see. I have no control over it. All I can do is press my little button and then hope that someone out there is watching. Very nice. And almost at the end, a person who knows a lot about technology, a person who is knowledgeable about such things as the way computers work. Maybe they're very good at repairing technology, when technology goes wrong, when it breaks, when it stops working. And let's face it, I think one of the problems these days with technology is not when it works, but when it doesn't work, which is quite often when you think about it. In Arabian countries, computer parts are very cheap, Mr. Duncan. Well, maybe I should be going there to get my Apple computer. Sadly, at the moment, I can't afford one, I'm afraid. So there are many, many people out there who are knowledgeable. I would say that I am quite tech savvy. So the word savvy means familiar. You are familiar with a certain thing. You are familiar with a certain area or a certain skill or a certain thing. You are savvy. You understand that thing very well. So a person who is tech savvy is knowledgeable about technology. So I think I am quite tech savvy. Maybe not completely, but At least I managed to build my own computer. So I think I did a very good job of that. I did manage to build the computer that you're watching me on now is the one that I built. Isn't that nice? We have many different types of technology, of course. I always think of medical equipment. Whenever I think of great technology, I always think of technology that can help people to overcome illness, or maybe things that can be used to find illness or discover a problem with a person's body, especially on the inside. I think one of my most favourite types of technology must be this particular thing. Can you see it on the screen now? There it is. So that particular thing is called an MRI scanner. It stands for magnetic resonance, and I think it's information, magnetic resonance information, or imaging. Medical equipment. Whenever I think of technology that is amazing, I often think of this particular device because it is very useful for finding problems with the inside of your body, maybe something that is growing that should not be there. So this particular thing is a very useful device. It also costs thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds, which is why quite often hospitals have to try to raise money through charity to buy these. That particular device, by the way, that piece of equipment, the MRI, was actually invented here in the UK. It's true. I'm not joking. So medical equipment, there are many different types of medical equipment that we can use nowadays to help people recover from an illness, or maybe to discover something serious that is going on in your body. A person who likes technology can be described as a technophile. Of course, we have the opposite. A person who does not like technology might be described as a technophobe. They don't like technology. They might even feel afraid of going near technology because they fear that they might break it, or maybe they fear that in the future technology will be ruling the world, which is one thing a lot of people are talking about at the moment, to be honest. Andrew says, Mr. Steve was so generous, he actually presented you with a computer. Now, Mr. Steve does help me sometimes, but I'm a proud person, so I did save some money. I also had some lovely donations from you out there as well to allow me to build this computer. So I'm always grateful for your donations because, of course, I don't charge anything. Everything I do here, even this right now as I stand here talking to you, it's all free. It does not cost anything for you. And you can watch my lessons as often as you want. And of course, I've been doing this for 17 years for free. It's true. Finally, the thing that you might like or the thing that you might not like, especially when it's connected to technology, or maybe something that can help you to do things much easier. You might be a person who is a Luddite. I love that expression, Luddite. The word Luddite means a person who doesn't understand technology, can't use it. Maybe they try to avoid it at all costs. They try to avoid having any contact, or maybe they just refuse to understand what modern technology can do. We can describe that person as a Luddite. Everything has a dark side. Yes, you are right, Mohammed. I think you are right. Everything. Technology can be very good, very useful, a great thing to have around, but also it can be the opposite. It can also bring a lot of bad things as well, just like everything. I will put that on the screen for you. So, that is today's short lesson. I am only with you for a short time during these few days, but of course I will be with you every day. So there is an upside and a downside to this. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you also once again, computer. Thank you, computer, for allowing me to do this today. I will be back with you tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time, back with you again, and I hope that you will join me as well. I will be ever so pleased if you can. Thank you very much for your lovely messages as well. If you want to leave a comment, you can under the video. You are more than welcome to do that. Very kind of you. Thank you very much for your lovely messages today. Thank you, Andrew. That's very kind of you. I will see you tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time. Catch you later, and we will end on something happy and joyous. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time. Ta-ta for now.
I'm a big boy now.